Ladies and gentlemen, we got something brand new for you tonight here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters. Sportswire Radio, and let's just say we got an MC who's going to be dropping some bars. He's going to be dropping some golden bars here. He's definitely got plenty of something brand new to talk about here because this is his first time here in 2025. Boy, we're going to make up for lost time here because a heat wave has gone through Sportswire Radio, and our guest is going to talk about it. He's going to talk about why his opponent coming up in just over 2 weeks is going to be monstruck. You might want to say that and some. We're going to talk about maybe some golden guns and the other half of that team and maybe him relinquishing that hardcore championship. What does our guest think about it? What it will certainly talk about, I am sure, a reality check, and maybe that reality check is going to finally come to a guy that, well, he has been saying it all throughout the year, don't doubt Dominic, and that Razor Instinct has carried him still.
No doubt it.
YBW champion. But our guest did make sure to bring his shirt tonight to wear. He did make sure to promote himself. So I'm sure maybe we'll get a little bit of something brand new about that and maybe a reality check finally coming to the YBW champion. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about how our guest feels about year 2 so far of his in-ring career and who knows whatever else. Plus, I'll have a surprise for our guest. And no, Dominic's not coming on here and he's not going to talk about reality check and he's not going to talk about why you shouldn't doubt Dominic. Although, spoiler, Dominic is going to come back to Sportswire Radio very soon, long as I survive my tooth implant I'm about to get here in 14 days. But that's for a different show and a different time. But I do have something very special, something very brand new for our guest. But before I get there, I'm going to give you the 357. I'm going to make sure this MC of the 1, 2, 3 gets that introduction in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, because in the famous words of Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby, because our chat's waiting for it. Our guest hasn't been here in the entire calendar year of 2025, and after all, I might be the MC with the golden voice for now, just for 14 more days until, well, maybe it's time we croak after we get the tooth implant. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road here in style on Sportswire Radio, the #1 level radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So with that, wait for it. Further ado, here on the Sports Report, #1 level sports show. A man that was not once but twice the YBW breakout champion, the MC of the 1, 2, 3, the man who's the 357. He's one half of the Golden Guns. His name is simply put, Magnum.
I'm doing good. I'm worried about your voice doing that every time. Like, I couldn't do that if I wanted to.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story because you haven't been here in a minute, and I tell this story sometimes. It was a year and a half ago. I'm on the air one day, and I don't do the war chants like I did then. The intros are longer, and I'm on the air with a British wrestling personality. He was a general manager of a company, CCW, and I'm doing my intro. This is an afternoon chemo. This is why I was doing 2 shows a day, one in the afternoon, one at night. I can't really do many of those anymore, but there was a period of time where I did sometimes 3 shows a night. I physically can't do them anymore. I admit that. But I was doing my intro, and all of a sudden I went like this, and I clutched my chest, and I went like this, and I'm like, oops, and I'm like, I was okay. And it was the only time my voice I thought might go out, and my guest looked at me with like 2 heads, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I did the show. I did a show later that night with a wrestler, somebody who I don't think has really been on the platform much since. And I didn't even do the intro that night. That was the only time, I got to be honest, where I kind of was like, uh-oh. But, my voice, I've been doing this long enough that, listen, you got to get the intro because Rhino got that intro, Savio Vega got that intro, and LA Guns Phil Lewis got it, and Great White got it, Grand Funk Railroad, Mark Farner, tomorrow Symphony X. So, yeah, I got to do it to everybody because, that's how it goes. And we're live, baby.
Yeah, no. But no, as you said, last time I was on here was a Christmas Eve.
Yes, sir.
That was like 8 months ago. And I was like, well, it's almost my birthday.
I've been trying, to be fair, I have been trying to get you on for about a month and a half to 2 months. My beginning of the year was like really hectic, and we were working on this, and the stars aligned finally this week because we have Heat Wave 3 coming up. You got a lot to say, so I think it's the right time, the right place, and you've got me here on a Wednesday night home, which usually I'm not, but I'm here now, and who knows? I might be permanently home because I have a tooth implant coming, and who knows if I'll make it after that. But enough about that. We're here right now in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. Magnum Carter, Mr. MC of the 1, 2, 3. Tell us something brand new. By what can we expect now that it's announced between you and Monstruck Heat Wave 3 18 days from now?
Well, let me start off by saying that I'm very happy about Heat Wave 3 because
Dude,
there is not a better birthday gift than to get my hands on Monstruct.
maybe if I'm alive on the 31st, you may have to come back on your birthday. How would you like that?
I would like that
Right,
quite a lot.
Let's hope I'm alive from the tooth surgeon. So we'll see if I'm alive. We'll see you then. But go ahead.
Madam Carter becomes 28 years old when Heat Wave airs.
Well, I'm looking forward to you living to year number 28. But you got a big match here. There's no question. This year has been a lot of ups and downs, and we just saw it here on YBW TV in the backstage. I'm going to put the segment up here, and I mean, this is as must-win a match as I think you're going to have maybe all year, especially now that it's on your birthday, my friend.
Yeah, and this is not a first-time appearance that this guy has done this. There have been multiple cases where even before me and him feuded, that he would just get in my face. Hell, he'd even slide into my DMs just to taunt me. This is even before he just came back out of nowhere, before he kicked me in the side of my head when I was already concussed. But he has the gall to come back and demand a match. He has the gall to come back and demand a match after being gone after I won the title off of him in the first place, almost a year ago. He decides, oh, you know what? I hate you again. You're the first thing I'm going to do when I come back. And my career right now is kind of already going on a slight downward spiral, but I might not have my pilot's license, but I'm pretty sure I know how to pilot this.
Okay, I'm listening.
I was undefeated for about 9 months, 8, 9 months of my career.
We talked a lot about that last year. You were here a few times, and you were definitely on a path similar to those.
Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg. I was about to say it. And now
Yeah,
this
and
year,
here we go with that.
same year, and we're seeing it right now from earlier today on the YBW YouTube page and from the YBW network. And I mean, this is what it took to separate you and Monstruck, and there's your best friend Aaron Blaze, who had to step in here and certainly give us a headline that this is all going to come to a head here coming up in 18 days, my friend.
Yeah, to be fair, I have no idea where the hell Madness even came from. But I was already in the back talking with Blaze. Monstruck comes up and just shoves his hand in my face, and I'm just like, you know what? I've had enough of his bullshit. I'm not waiting till Heatwave. Because I was told earlier today that that might have been the match. It wasn't guaranteed or anything, but I kept asking and asking for it because I just really, really wanted it, especially after the triple threat.
Yep.
So I at least got what I wanted announced. I'm not sure if he did that out of rage or did that because I asked. Either way, regardless, I'm getting my hands on Monstruck. Monstruck, it's my 28th birthday, and you're the one who's going to get spanked around like a little bitch.
Interesting you bring up your birthday. And I'm going to ask you this question. And sometimes this happens. I've spoken to a lot of different people in the world, and sometimes there's pressure. There's pressure you put on yourself because it's your birthday, even though some would say it's like any other day. But do you feel pressure going out there and competing on your birthday?
There's always pressure with every match, but with my birthday, there's definitely a lot more pressure because it's my special day to shine and do whatever the hell I please, especially with what I love. I love wrestling. I've talked about this before in the previous events last year. Hell, I've even said it before, even in not on here, but like everywhere else, I've said it. I enjoy wrestling. I watch wrestling. I want to be a role model for the new wrestlers, even though I'm still fairly new myself, but I still have a nice background with wrestling that I can help a lot of other people with. I enjoy wrestling. I enjoy not hurting people. I enjoy tossing people around and making it not just entertaining, but fun for myself. Because you don't get a bigger thrill than throwing someone around, even if they are not your size. In a weird way, it's like bullying, but a nice bullying because people like me for it.
You could look at it that way. That's an interesting point. And obviously, wrestling, we've talked about what it means to you. We've talked about wrestling and doing this for your daughter and wanting to be a role model. That was something that on TikTok it went viral on. You had garnered like, I don't know, almost like 1,000+ views on TikTok. We shared that moment there. And I bring that up because you talk about obviously going out there and your love of this sport and your birthday we just brought up. And I mean, I'm sure you want to go out there also and impress upon your young daughter. We know that that's something you've been very vocal about, and I have no doubt that that's also on your mind to continue to impress and leave a legacy, because people like you can say that. Some of us, I don't have, full disclosure, I don't have kids, I'm not married, so people might want me to croak when I get the tooth implant because then they could just inherit all, my savings in the bank account, which is fine. We don't mind that. But you actually, my friend, have somebody that you've created and brought into this world. And one day they're going to be old enough to remember and say, you know what? My daddy was Magnum Carter. He was the MC of 1, 2, 3, something brand new. He was a multi-time YBW Breakouts champion. He
In
was
his first year.
Yeah, and he was a part of a company that has been all over the world viewed. He has been a part of a company that has thousands of subscribers, a company that has a major footprint here in the backyard wrestling circuit. And I'm sure that it's also on your mind to continue to build a legacy for your daughter.
Well, not only that, I'm going to add on to what you were saying. Not only do I love and respect YBW as a company, but as a whole, despite Dom being an asshole sometimes, but still,
He'll come up in a
that's how it
segment
is.
later on, but go ahead.
Probably. But I started wrestling with YBW just a few months before my daughter was born. And after my daughter was born, she caught up. My little girl is the smartest little thing. Like, she is the smartest little girl ever. At
Yeah.
only like 4 months old, she already started copying my pose. Whenever she would watch my stuff, she would get happy when I would do stuff with people. She was only like 3, 4 months at the first event I held her when I won the Breakouts title. Well, not one, but I defended it from Echo at Over Siege last year.
Yes.
And she surprisingly still remembers that
Hmm.
because my little girl just had her first birthday like 2 months ago in June
Happy
10th.
birthday. Happy birthday.
And she's already basically talking. Like, it's still gibberish and stuff, but she still knows about my wrestling stuff,
Mm-hmm.
despite her not physically being with me at the moment.
But that's something that obviously you want her to physically be there with you, and we've talked about before that motivation that you have, because again, not everybody has that ability to say, hey, I can wrestle and build upon a legacy for someone else to look at. You see it all the time in wrestling, right? We look at Ric Flair, and Ric Flair certainly has a legacy that's been picked up by Charlotte Flair. David Flair did it for a minute. You want to go there. Hulk Hogan, God rest his soul, whatever you think about Hulk Hogan outside of the ring, he had Nick Hogan and Brooke Hogan, for whatever that was worth. Certainly there's the McMahons. I mean, whatever you think of
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, there's Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon. There's the Harts. I mean, there's a long list of them. I could be here all night and talk about them. You've got certainly the Rock's family with the Rock's father, his grandfather. In wrestling, there is that it very well could be building your own legacy that you've been vocal about for your daughter to see one day when she is older, and she's going to be able to go back and watch all the stuff you've done in YBW and whatever else that comes up here and Heat Wave 3 and, to quote Toy Story, Infinity and Beyond. And I think that that's something that I know it's more personal for you. Some people, as I said, come on here and yeah, they're fighting for themselves or they have families, and it's not the same. We do have in IMF. I see Justin is here, Justin Parsley, and there's Felix Jones and Soldier GP. Obviously, there's certainly another company that Mr. Blaze is a part of, DBW, with Ace Christian and Mr. Judgment. So we do have some of that here in our circuit. But for your daughter just being born, I would think Heatwave 3, that's going to start to maybe rectify all the things you've went through this past year, and especially because she is starting to maybe know and maybe have one day that recollection of what you've done out there.
That is what I'm trying to build up for. And Heatwave is a little bit more special to me because it was the first event I was a part of before she was born. And I'm really hoping that everything that I do in my career and everything I plan on doing in the future leads her into wanting to try this as well. I'm hoping I inspire other people to try this as well. But learn respect and learn the safety of your opponent and not just yourself. Because if you're only worrying about yourself, you're going to hurt somebody else.
I agree.
And which is kind of why I'm kind of trying to pick myself up from all the ashes that, not just from smoking, but from my current career kind of coming in a collapse. And after my first year, my career is already going on a downward spiral, as I said earlier. But I know how to pilot this plane. I know what I can do to pick myself back up. I can do this. I can do that. I've had so many people in the back in my personal life because I work 2 jobs outside of wrestling just to make ends meet. I am on my feet for 16 hours a day for 4 out of the 7 days of the week, and then 8 hours on the 5th day. So I am never not busy. And today was just one of my days that I had off, thankfully, because everything beating down on me is just starting to overwhelm me. And when
He's
it
a
comes
young
to
guy to have go through and work that much. I mean, to work that much at 27 going on 28, that's a lot, that's a lot for your age to have that responsibility and such.
and still find time to wrestle. I know
That's
other people who work a lot less than me who can't find time. I'm like, well, you see, it goes around like if you really want to do it, you'll find the time. If you can't find the time, don't do it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Do you ever feel like you could burn out? Do you ever feel, listen, I mean, I can't do this for the rest of my life, work 16 hours, 4 days a week, and the other 8. I mean, we're talking again, I'm not good at many things, but that's a 72-hour work week. I mean, that's a lot of responsibilities. Is that ever something that worries you, that maybe you're going to burn out to the point where you can't go back out there in the ring and do the thing that you love probably more than anything else?
I actually found my passion for it again because after a while, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I won't be able to. If I keep going, I'm just going to hurt myself. I ended up finding my passion and the reason why I do it while being burnt out. I was burnt out months ago. I worked through it to the point where I am no longer burnt out.
Okay.
And there's something special that I found out about that. The rumor I always heard because it was a few months ago, like on Facebook Shorts, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok stuff, that if you can find what you love or continue doing what you love while being burnt out, you won't be burnt out. If you didn't love it in the first place, you wouldn't be burnt out.
Yeah, they
I'm
say
like,
that if
well,
you're working a job and you love what you do, it's not a job. Yeah. Yeah.
and what I do for a job, I love everything. My first job isn't that hard. My second job after that isn't hard. It's just the people I work with. Same thing goes for wrestling. It's the people I work with. I don't hate everyone. I don't hate anyone, actually. I don't have any bad regards towards anyone I work with in general, even Dom. Because even outside of the whole wrestling thing, he's still an asshole.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there will be a time and place that he'll address that. But no, I think that, listen, that's could be good words of advice for people. You go through a lot. You obviously have a young daughter and you work multiple jobs and you're trying to make ends meet. And there are people that I meet on this platform, again, from all different walks of life, whether they're in the backyard, the underground, the independent circuit, and they're in your shoes. And to hear someone like you talk about those things, that's certainly refreshing. But let me make sure we go follow you. First of all, let's follow you on Instagram. First of all, if you're out there on Instagram, give the MC of Mr. 123 something brand new and give him a new follow, because he's definitely somebody that's on the rise. He'll be in action here coming up at Heat Wave 3 against Monstruck, and the entire Heat Wave 3 card is going to be one that we're extremely looking forward to. You can do that also by joining the conversation with YBW by going to their YouTube page. And I see that YBW is closing in on 1,500 subscribers, a very impressive milestone. And YBW is inching closer and closer. And who knows, maybe tonight could be the night that YBW hits that 1,500 subscriber milestone. If you hit that sub button, your friends hit that sub button, their friends hit that sub button, and we want to certainly see everybody get to that milestone and some. So we're here with Magnum Carter, and he is certainly telling us plenty brand new. But okay, obviously inspiring, I know, to fight for your daughter, to fight for this sport of wrestling, that you find a way. I don't know how you continue to do that, but that's inspiring stuff. But this year hasn't been that year that you had last year. Last year you were undefeated. We were comparing you to Goldberg, the size that you had, the strength, what you could do in the ring. You were supposed to be one of these emerging giants that we were going to see in the underground, the backyard wrestling circuit. And by now, you would have had 1, 2, 3, something, maybe multiple brand new championships that you would have. See, I keep using the Coolio reference every time you come on here. But the facts are, I just keep doing it. But the facts are is that it hasn't been that year. You know, there's a reference sometimes, and they say it all, whether it's in sports, whether it's in music, whether it's in anything, and even in wrestling, that they say the sophomore slump, that there's a sophomore slump. And I don't want to say yet that Magnum Carter is in a sophomore slump, but last year, I mean, people were excited to talk about you. People were watching you, and they saw this larger-than-life persona, this guy, what you could do in the ring with your size, the work ethic. But this year, despite teaming alongside another guy that's a headline, the headline is that is Magnum Carter in a sophomore slump?
Well, considering how I got held back every year in high school, surprisingly, I want to say right now in my career, yes. But if I learned anything in high school and what anything in life has taught me the 10 years I've been out of school, well, technically going on 11 years I've been out of school, the harder I work, the better I'll get.
Okay.
Because I've been having a lot of emotional distress and everything, like, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm not going to make that as an excuse or that I need to just block it all out and work on myself, or I need to start focusing on this instead of that. No, I've had a lot of emotional distress, which has led me to even, if you've seen some of my previous fights over the last few months, I have not really gained at all, but I have gained some of my weight back. I have found myself in an emotional slump, and that has really affected my wrestling career. So I want to say right now, yes, I'm still trying to emotionally bring myself back to when I first joined the company. I'm still very well emotionally attached to the company, but it's kind of everything in the background that nobody sees that really affects me, that really affects how I think about how I do my matches. Like, I know, and everyone saw me fight Velardo for my rematch, where I almost won back my title.
We were talking about that off the air, yep.
I was moving around very slowly, like I was performing that match for like 45 minutes already. That's when I gained back some of my weight, and I couldn't move like I used to. After I saw that match, I was like, I need to pick myself back up. And then when you see me in this more recent match, when I was in that triple threat with Monstruct and Volador, you could see that I trimmed down a little bit again. I didn't lose everything that I regained. I ended up getting myself back in better shape again. Lost another 20 pounds, so I'm back down from 360 to 350. I think it was like 340.
Okay.
So I brought myself back down the weight. I'm getting my financial situation better. I'm getting my life back together. I'm bringing everything back together so this way I can be a better entertainer for everybody. Because I said it before, I'll say it again. The reason I held the Breakouts title slumped over my back like Roman Reigns when he first won the World Heavyweight Championship was because I held that division on my back.
You did. No, you did. You were definitely asserting your dominance there when you were the champion. I would certainly agree with that.
And not only did I hold that division on my back, I held everything else in my personal life inside, not just on my back. And I think after a while, that really waned on me a little bit. And fairly recently, with over the last 2 months, I've been getting everything, as I said, back together, back to normal, back to how normality should be, to where I can start focusing on myself, focusing on my job, start focusing on wrestling, and figure out what I want to do with my career. So I want to say for right now, yes, I'm in that sophomore slump, but I do plan on getting out of it fairly soon, especially after I beat the brakes off Monstruct on Heatwave 3.
Well, I'm very excited about Heatwave 3, and you said something very interesting. You know, your last matchup on the screen. If you are here, by the way, I'd also put up Magnum Carter's YouTube page. So do me a favor and do something brand new by hitting the sub button for him, because I just gave him 4 subscribers, and you can go and give him a subscriber or 2. He's at 17 subs. Let's get him to 20 tonight, because I see a bunch of people here brand new. So go hit the sub button for him, and if you'd like to hit the sub button for me, you can do that too. But, sometimes, whether it's in music, I get all these big heavy metal bands. Tomorrow we have a band on Symphony X, and the bass player Mike LaPond, and they've done this, they've done that, top 10 here, top 10 there around the world. And sometimes you need to be in a certain frame of mind or a certain, let's say, condition, whether it's giving up alcohol, or whether it's losing weight like you just mentioned, or whether it's getting the proper whatever rhythm that you need to be. And maybe that's what's going to get you over the hurdle here to finish the rest of the year here strong and get a big victory over Monstruck, because as you've stated, you've been dealing with some personal demons. You obviously had some weight issues. You've got some issues outside the ring you spoke a bit about. And maybe now, because you're getting back to where you were weight-wise when you were dominating as the Breakouts champion, that's going to give you that ability to do what you do best in the ring and start maybe the focus for a strong finish to this year and building you back to where you want to be and continue the path that you had laid last year when we were comparing you to Goldberg, and then go forward and show everybody why you are that MC of the 1, 2, 3.
Currently, that is the plan. Again, you're still trying to figure a lot of things out. And when it comes to my in-ring career, I plan on... How do I want to put this?
Okay.
When I first started, I broke down barriers for big guys. I broke down walls for other people who were wrestling. When I get back on my feet in my career, I'm going to do it again, but with bigger and better walls.
I agree with that. No, I definitely agree that you definitely have an opportunity to trend set for what you do in the ring. There's very few big guys, and we'll certainly be watching very closely what you do at Heat Wave 3. But let me ask you a question on Heat Wave 3, a general question. And we know that this show coming up on August 31st is going to be the show that we break the internet. We know the
Thank you, pros. I'm not sure if I'm disconnecting or you are. I don't know what's going on here. I'm scared. Hello? Should I leave and try again? I'm scared. Help. I guess his power went down. He'll be right back after these short messages. So, you like food? Because if you like food, oh, I'll tell you what, Magnum Carter, single ready to mingle. They'll make you the best food. Not like to die for, but it'll knock your socks off. I'm not helping my case here. You like spoons? But no. Back on topic. I'll keep talking until he comes back if I'm still here. I don't know if I'm still here or not. It says I'm still alive, so I'm just gonna keep going with it. Monstruct, I know you're listening. I know you're watching. You always do. You always have. And the good thing for you is now I can talk to you one-on-one while I'm here. I don't know if I'm still alive. I don't know if this is all just a little bloop and I'm speaking out my ass. Heat Wave 3 is going to be a surprise. My birthday surprise. And I'm going. Now, trailing off the side a little bit. I might not have my two front teeth, and I know I should probably wish for them for Christmas. But Heat Wave 3, for my birthday present, I'm going to be kicking in yours. Because some of the backstage stuff you said about me with my teeth, I can't help it. I brush my teeth. I have a vitamin deficiency in my teeth. And it doesn't matter what happens with my teeth. I can't control that. I don't have insurance, even though I work 2 jobs to go get them fixed. So you want to make fun of me about my teeth? I'll end the debate by picking up yours. Because not only am I going to mess you up, break a few teeth, maybe even a few bones, my inner demons are going to be outer demons. You might be the devil, but you have no idea how many demons I carry with me.
Technical difficulties, boy. Power is a thing. You know, we were talking, Magnum Carter, Mr. Something Brand New. Do you see me? I'm here. Do you see me?
Yeah, you're here. You're here.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I did bounce back. Technology is a different thing. But we were talking before, and you have had quite a struggle. And now you're going to use potentially Heat Wave 3 to bounce back. But, you know, we were talking about this, and it's funny that I mentioned the whole point about we are about to the internet with Heat Wave 3, then my internet goes off. And what's your thoughts about this and the show as a whole, Heat Wave 3, and this show could potentially break the internet as we know it? What do you think about that, just from a general point of view?
Well, I can't really speak a whole lot about it because I really don't know a whole lot about it. All, I,
Okay,
all,
well,
I, all I know about that is it it signifies something.
okay.
And if I can wrap my head around it, I guess if it causes controversy, then it matters. And if it breaks the internet, then it matters.
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, you guys are about to break the internet. We're 18 days away from it. I mean, literally, I guess we were so excited about it. My internet just broke there. We were off the air for 3 minutes, and maybe that was a cue. Maybe it was a cue for me not to ask that question. Maybe it was a cue that it's a sign from upstairs that YBW literally is about to break out. But I think it's got a lot of people really interested. It's got a lot of people that aren't just fans of YBW, that are maybe just fans in general, that are curious on what did that mean?
It
What does it mean to
signifies,
you? What does it mean to you, really? Is it probably a better question?
to me, that was just a date. That was probably, I know it had nothing to do with me. If it did, it's just another thing in my past coming back to haunt me. And if it haunts me, then just like the rest of the demons that I have, it won't matter. Controversial or not, my demons
Yeah,
don't hold me back. The
I could see
devil,
that. Yeah, I could see that.
the devil is one demon. You don't know how many demons I have with me, Monstruct. You might be one of them, but you won't be the deciding factor.
Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what. He's definitely an MC for a reason, and Magnum Carter just dropped a bar and said, you know what, Monstruct? You have no idea what you're getting into, because maybe it's not so much about YBW breaking the internet here. coming up on August 31st. But the soon-to-be birthday boy, Magnum Carter, he's going to break Monstruck, and he's going to keep that heat wave going well past the summer into the end of 2025 and get himself back on track to where he was originally compared to this guy, Bill Goldberg, even though he's got a lot more hair, even though he's got a lot more facial hair, but he's certainly on his path with a 357 for a huge second half year in 2025. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about. We are just getting started here. You know, Magnum Carter, we're going to reset here. We're going to get to everybody here in the chat because we're going to talk to some people who've got plenty to say, maybe plenty of brand new things to say to you. And I might even have something to give to you after that and some. So let's go on and get everybody fired up here. Speaking of people that are usually not first, but they're here, that is Mr. Ox McCoy, the IMF Hardcore Champion. Ox is here for all my shows, and he's number one. And by the way, speaking of things that are number one, what brand of cigarettes you smoke?
Sonoma's Menthol 100.
Wow, okay. Someone sounds like the band who's opening for Symphony X, Sonora Arctica. Who knows? You never know. Zilla's here first. Zilla, I know, was in the YBW chat earlier today, where we saw that backstage brawl between you and Monstruck, and Zilla is here, and I'm happy to see Zilla. And Zilla is our number one. We love Zilla, and there we go. Management is here. YBW is in the house, and hit that sub button for YBW for me because definitely there is a lot here that you need to do by supporting YBW. Hit the sub button for us here. Justin Parsley would like to say a guy named Magnum. I bet he's ribbed. No, that's not true. But I will tell you, famously, there's Magnum ice cream, which I'm sure a lot of people might think that you're named after. There was famously this guy, Magnum PI, which was a famous television show. And you got it. Well, there's that too, but we're a family station on here. That might be on Justin's podcast, Circle of Jerks, but here, on that, we just only recognize, Magnum ice cream and Magnum PI and all those great things. But that's what you would say. And I mean, some people should need that. If you are doing something, definitely make sure you're prepared and protected, but I'm not going to go into that. But what I will do, because he is my hall monitor and he's my Hall of Fame monitor, which might be a cue later on, who knows? But I would like to give Mr. Parsley a sub here on YouTube. Go out there. He's got a YouTube page. He's got some of his old content. He's got his Circle of Jerks show, and that's the kind of content you can see on his page. On our page, you can see some other things. But in the meantime, do me a favor. Go out there and give him a sub because he needs more subs. Everybody needs more subs. And you can do that by supporting him. And you support us by doing so. Okay, thank you for that. We'll go to some more people because a lot of people want to talk to you. Let's get to everybody. A lot of people want to talk to you. And I can't even find all the comments. There we go. Oh, you're ripped. You're ripped. He meant to say he bets you're ripped. Oh. There you go. Yeah, there you go. And that got him.
Ignore that.
Yeah, then we go from here. I knew he'd be big. Yeah, you are a big man. You told us your weight. You make Sean Jovi, the resident rock star, look skinny. So that's okay. But yes, Aaron Blaze is here. And speaking of which, I'm sure you heard the news about your best friend announced here almost 2 weeks ago that he is going to be out of action. He is relinquishing the Hardcore Championship, and your best friend, the other half of the Golden Guns, who we just saw on the YBW network earlier today in that backstage brawl, break you and Monstruck up and announce the match that you're going to have at Heatwave 3. And what's your thoughts on the news about Aaron Blaze relinquishing the Hardcore Championship and being out of action for, at the very least, the rest of the summer?
Well, I'm very saddened by that.
Me too.
He didn't really tell me until he went live, and then we started talking about it afterwards. And with how hard he works, with how much he travels, I think this is the kick in the ass he needs so he can finally take a break. Because if you know anything about any company in backyard wrestling,
I think
Aaron Blaze has been in it.
Yeah, I think I know a few. I mean, maybe I know nothing about it, but yeah, I've heard a thing or two about Aaron Blaze being in different companies. Yeah, it's over 20 now, over 20, almost 24 now, almost 24.
No one reads newspaper, but he's still the headline.
Yeah, everywhere you go, you know what? Every show, and
he's definitely a name. Yeah, it's a good point though that you made, because we've seen this with other guys that have traveled. Obviously, D'Angelo LaFlame last year had dealt with an injury which took him out of action on and off for several months, and Aaron Blaze was supposed to wrestle D'Angelo LaFlame, and I'm sure that match will happen sometime, but it's not going to happen in a few weeks at the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. We know Jack Delta, a man that Aaron Blaze wrestled, also another traveling wrestler, has been out of action now going on about 9 months, and it's been 9 months since he last wrestled in the ring, and we know how much he traveled. And yeah, sometimes maybe those miles take a toll on you. We know Aaron Blaze and how far he's traveled, and he's pretty much been up and down every point of the United States. And, maybe that could be an issue mentally. He's talked about that on here. We know that injuries do happen, and, we only hope for the best. And it sounds like he'll be back maybe toward the second to last month of the year, and that's exciting. We'll get a chance to see him at the end of the year, and maybe I think what he said on here was allow him to come back here in YBW and maybe get back on track in his own right, and maybe reclaim a championship he's been chasing now for quite a while.
And I hope he does. But when it comes to him being injured right now, I have a golden gun. He has a golden gun. He might be out of action right now, but I'm going to pick up his golden gun and fight for the both of us. Right now, Magnum Carter is a one-man team. I am the Golden Guns. I am a one-man army. And I am Magnum Carter.
Bang! Listen, a 357. He's got it. I mean, this man is going to literally drop some shots. Bang, bang.
After banger, after banger, after banger.
And guess who's that first victim? You, Monstruck. August 31st, Heat Wave 3. Let's just say not only is it going to be Monstruck going bang, bang, and being down for the count, you might just want to say everybody else here in YBW might want to run for cover, because Magnum Carter is telling us something brand new, that he's ready to get back on track here and have a huge, huge remaining months of 2025. And oh, by the way, August 31st is his birthday. As long as I'm alive that day after the tooth implant, we'll see him on here and we'll talk about that. We'll have that post Heat Wave 3 fallout. So there you have it. So we'll talk about that and some. Yes, thank you, Zilla, very much for being here once again. And right now I've got YBW on here. When BCW will come back, we'll let you know. But Magnum Carter's here. This is the first time he's here in 2025. And what an episode it was. We talked about literally Magnum Carter about breaking the internet. Then my internet broke. I mean, what a small world. Maybe it's a sign that I should not have asked that question, but hey, you live and learn. And speaking of people that are here, a man that has shared a locker room with Aaron Blaze, and the headline is, this is the DBW champion, Mr. Brandon Caselli, and he definitely rocks hard. And if you are here, because I see a bunch of people on YouTube, I got a bunch of people, so do me a favor, go give him a sub. He travels all over the place, and he travels in states not too far from YBW. He's probably passed through this state many, many times, but he definitely vlogs about different sites, different things he's done in the ring, shows that this guy Aaron Blaze has been on. So do me a favor, if you're here, go give Brandon a sub. He just surpassed 100 subscribers. So if I could, I'd give him all my subs, but then again, I'd have no subs. But maybe I have to make a beneficiary after August 27th when I get the tooth surgery. Who knows? But we'll move on. Yes, hello to Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. Hit the sub button for YBW. We're closing in on 1,500 subscribers. Almost there. We're almost there. So you have that opportunity. We got a bunch of you here. We got 7 or 8 of you on YouTube. We got 1 or 2 people on Twitch. So if you haven't yet subbed to YBW, sub to YBW for me. Also follow Magnum Carter on Instagram. Got to give him a follow. Do yourself something brand new by giving him a follow. And here's his Instagram page. You can check out some of his content, buy some merchandise. I'll put that link up here shortly. You can see his daughter. Don't get any ideas, though. But you can see him when he had the Breakouts Championship and other things he's got. So definitely check him out. And he's got plenty to say here still. So hang on tight. But hit the follow button for him on Instagram as well. And yes, happy birthday to him, and a very late happy birthday to Magnum Carter's daughter. Yes. let's get to more comments. Management would like to say, which I agree with, Magnum Carter is definitely the future of YBW and BYW. If you're not here now, before he skyrockets, you're missing out. I'll tell you what, you could be like a blue chip stock. You could be like crypto years ago and get on the ride, and it's just going to go up from here. That's all. That's all it is.
Well, as I said about planes earlier, I might be going down in a downward spiral in my career right now. Right now, I'm just refueling.
That's it. Listen, that's it. That's the, you know what? And you're going to start that here, as management stated, coming up at Heat Wave 3. And it is in the community post. And also announced that Magnum Carter will return to Sportswire Radio. Hello here to our friends in Blood and Honor Wrestling. Having a job is really messing with my backyard wrestling career. Yeah, I mean, that is certain responsibility. Listen, you know, Aaron's talked about it when he's been on here. D'Angelo LaFlame had talked about his child when he was on here. We know Jack Delta, what he went through as a traveling wrestler, and he had multiple jobs. And, you know, not everybody is yours truly, so understandably so that, listen, Darkron spoke about his situations. He's went through injuries, cancer, family responsibilities when he was on the show last week. So, yes, that is certainly reality, but reality is definitely not getting in the way of what Magnum Carter is doing. And what he does best is going out there and being in a wrestling ring. That's why his blood, sweat, and tears mean so much to us, and we love his passion for our sport. Tough scheduling matches around job and weather. Yeah, well, weather is something nobody can control. Unfortunately, you know, weather is it can be a factor. Yeah, that's you can say that again. Hello to Jason Parker. Jason would like to say hello. How you doing, Jason? Aaron, yes, hello. We love Jason. Shout out to Jason. Our friends there in HCW, and there you go. Hit the follow button for the HCW guys, Blood and Honor Wrestling. Sub for me, sub for Magnum, and there's his YouTube page. Yeah, do me a favor and do something brand new by hitting that sub button for Mr. Magnum Carter. We really appreciate that very much. And YBW, check out the network and all the great things that the network has to offer. And also, like I said, the Heat Wave 3 is coming up, and you won't want to miss it. That takes place August the 31st. And congratulations, you got another subscriber. So you got one more. So let's give him some more.
Thank you.
Give him some more subs. I want to see him at 20 tonight. Magnum Carter is at 18 subscribers. He started this evening with 13. I gave him 4. You out there gave him 1. Get him 2 more subs. His birthday is coming up on August 31st. I want to see tonight Magnum Carter get to 20 subscribers. So 2 brand new subscribers. All I need is 2 brand new subscribers for him. I got almost 30 people watching on 3 different platforms. Go out there, hit the sub button for him. We'd really appreciate it if you do that for him. Let's get to some more comments here because we got a bunch of people. Let me come back here. I am here to hear what the Mr. MC of 1, 2, 3 has to say. He used here and here at the same time, which almost confused me. As it is, people are definitely watching. Yes, we appreciate that. We all have slumps, partner. Take it from me, along with being crippled. Yes, absolutely. We spoke a lot about that tonight. And kind words of wisdom for a man certainly far more mature for his age, or have had more experience than his age would say. But nothing much, just trying to get the show back on its feet because it's been a minute. How about you, Blaze? Heat Wave 3 is looking real nice so far. I completely agree. Yeah, Heat Wave 3 is looking great. We break the internet. My internet broke literally right after we spoke about that. Carter doesn't even know how. I'd rather him wait and see. There you go. There you go. We don't know how we're going to break the internet, but we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it in many cases. And, I'm watching. I'm always watching. And that was somebody here the last time Aaron Blaze was here. And this isn't Dominic, but this is just remember.
I don't remember, but maybe you could jog my memory a little bit at Heat Wave 3.
Well, you know what I would like to say to this person? I would like you to remember to hit the sub button for Magnum Carter and hit the sub button for YBW. How would that sound? I hope that'll sound good. The triple threat match was a banger. All 3 men brought out their A games. And maybe that's where you go back and say, you know what? This is what I can do. I know in triple threat matches, I know I've struggled because I'm the big guy. My opponents want to team up on me. They want to wear me down. But we know in one-on-one singles competition, you're a different animal. You have a better record. And maybe that's something you can point to as to also why you're going to have a huge Heat Wave 3 coming up and get back on track against Monstruck.
Well, something that you and me talked about before we went live,
Yes.
and something that you said a little bit ago about how you said about how reality bites. Well,
yes.
If we're talking YBW reality, yeah, they suck. If you're talking about Lifetime reality, yeah, that sucks too. Reality sucks. And I'm not just talking about people's lives, and I'm not just talking about the wrestling group. They both suck. And surprisingly, my real life reality is a lot harder to fight than the YBW reality. How come?
Why?
Because I think my life actually knows how to wrestle back.
Okay, that was clever. I'll tell you what, that was clever. And now that I see a bunch of other people here watching, please go give him a sub. He's 2 subscribers away from 20. I am really dead set on this. I want to see Magnum Carter get to 20 subscribers today. I am dead set. I see 10 people at least, or 9 people, 11 people, whatever it is on YouTube. So do me a favor, go give him a sub. You already subbed tonight once. All it takes is 2 more subs. So go give him a sub. And we'll get to some more comments because we got a bunch of them here. Let me get to everybody here. Well, the funny comments are coming up here soon. Also, yeah, here we go. Of the funny ones, we're behind. You got a lot of comments. It's always a good thing. Yeah, it's not even Revelation 6 yet, and they killed it. Carter needs his get back because the Golden Guns need some gold. I agree. You know, Aaron did get the Hardcore Championship, but we know the story. We know he has to relinquish it, but we also know that you need your get back. You're here. You're healthy. You are back in the condition that you were when you were on top as the Breakouts champion. You are prime and poised right now for a big second half. And I think that the Golden Guns are going to get their get back here. You're going to start that on Heat Wave 3 coming up August 31st.
That's what I'm hoping for. And going back to what Blaze was saying earlier about being crippled.
Yes.
He is currently out with an injury that happened fairly recently. I actually have an injury that I fight through even during being on my feet for 16 plus hours a day, plus still wrestling. A few years back, I actually had a very bad accident where at one of my other jobs, where I never got compensated for it.
Well,
and I lost. Yeah, and then I lost a month of work without being paid. I got hurt on the job to the point where I found out that I have back problems that now affect my right leg, which if I were to overdo it, which I've been doing, my right leg likes to lock up and I can hardly walk. Whenever I wrestle, that happens, but I fight through it. I'm having so much fun doing what I do that I ignore it. I don't let pain, I don't let injuries subside me. But when it comes to him, I think he said it before that he has a fracture. I don't have a fracture. I'm just dealing with a lot of pain and stiffness. I work through that. I hope he gets a really quick recovery so I can see him in the ring again.
Me too. And I think fans of wrestling, backyard, underground wrestling, want to see Aaron Blaze back out there in the ring. I think that is something that we are all eagerly anticipating, and that day will come sooner rather than later. And we definitely trust and believe. And want to know what's great about tonight? Dom's not in the chat. Well, so far, I don't know where we are 28 minutes later. And see what I mean? Don't jinx. You never know what's going to happen because he is the YBW World Champion. You know, I'm going to mention him eventually, shortly after we get to these comments. The Pissant Champion. Yes, unfortunately, we mentioned that we broke the internet. My internet broke. Yeah, we lost about 4 minutes there. So that'll be a fun one. We can hear Carter. Yeah, Green Arrow is our YBW World Champion, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, well, and usually he'll bounce back. I did. I'm here. I'm alive. And I thought maybe the tooth implant would get me, but it was my internet. But hey, who knows? But
So wait, when you crashed, was I still alive?
Yeah. What happened is that you were still here, and I would take it. I'll probably look at the footage later. But on my end, I got taken out of the studio because I lost power for like 4 minutes. So it just took my internet off. So I lost the 4 minutes, but you were still here. So when somebody leaves the stream, you would still be on here. So it was me that was off. You were on here still. So I'm sure that's why they're asking you. Yeah.
Because I was still talking, and
yeah, about a minute, and you probably were like, "Oh, where is he?" And then I was trying to get back on, and I'm here now. So that's probably why people were, kind of had the ability to chat with you still, and maybe at my expense. But yeah, we're back though. We're not going to go there. We are a family station. Thank you so much for that. Now you can do that on Justin Parsley's YouTube channel. You can ask him that at Parsley's because he's my hall monitor. He's my Hall of Fame monitor. And I am gone, but I'm back. And there I am. Perfect timing. Thank you for that. Yes. And well said, Carter. Definitely well said. Also, he did do well carrying the show. Yeah, see, you did well. See, there were people here. I mean, the numbers are good tonight. You got a good crowd. So you're doing good. Trust me. I had a couple of shows last week with different people. And no slight on them. And it was like, we had maybe a handful of comments. So you're doing good tonight. You have a good crowd. People are here. I think my last five or six shows have been, good crowds, and you got a good one tonight. So YBW are known to make superstars. So I'm not surprised. And you are, I tell you what, you look like a superstar in the back end. If I was, and again, they wouldn't want me to promote anything, but just kidding. But I would definitely look at you as a top guy too. And you got the look, you got the story, you got the draw. I hope you get back out and continue to do what you do and don't worry about the odds. But yeah, I mean, you got the look, you got what it takes, you got the drive, and you're doing it for the right reasons, and that's why you're here with us in prime time on the Parasites, the biggest stage. And yeah, some places you should take notes instead of rock and rolling with McDonald's. Well, where did I hear somewhere? Actually, I have a McDonald's story. I'm actually I have a funny McDonald's story. Not with me though. My guest tomorrow. Well, I have the IMF. This is before I have the bass player of Symphony X, and they were talking with him. He was doing an interview, and they asked him, so you're in the studio. Do you like certain things? When you're a big time musician, right? You're playing in front of thousands of people. You sell a lot of records. They give you a lot of stuff. What you want, right? And in his case, he was like, I just want to go to McDonald's afterwards. That's how I go out there and, put those great bass lines on and finish my stuff on a record. So, that's one way to look at it. But another way to look at it is hit the sub button for YBW because we are also closing in on 1,500 subscribers. And I want to see YBW get to 1,500 subscribers tonight because I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you what, Magnum Carter. You're a good man, Magnum Carter. I like you a lot. And I like you so much that August 31st, you're going to come on here for your birthday. But if YBW gets to 1,500 subscribers between now and August 31st, I'll give YBW a certificate and I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. So we can do that by tonight, right now, hitting that sub button for me for YBW. There it is, YBW. There's the network. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever amount of subscribers they need. I got enough people here in the chat. If you haven't yet subbed to YBW, go give YBW a sub. We'll take care of YBW there. So there you have it. Hit the sub button for YBW.
Actually, last time I checked, I think we only need 10.
Yeah, and that's what I said. We went on the air. I think we got one tonight. So we need really, like you said, maybe 9 subscribers. So if you're here, hit the sub button and chicken fries. Isn't that Burger King? Isn't Burger King chicken fries? I don't think McDonald's is chicken fries. I think Burger King is chicken fries.
No, they just brought them back.
Oh, they did. Okay. You know what? I had no idea. I stand corrected. Speaking of people that know Aaron Blaze well, were those extra small? I think he's talking about the chicken fries reference. But hello to Cash Carter. By the way, you're both named Carter. You guys related?
No, but I can definitely tell you right now, I'm the better Carter.
You know what? He was the prestige champion in ROPW, but he's got his own issues there, and we'll see if they come to a head here eventually after Weekend Warfare. But hello to Natural Selections Cash Carter. Hit the sub button for Justin Parsley. Give him a sub, even though he did thank me for it. He is my hall monitor, so I have to look out for those that keep things in order. Hello there. Hello there. I want to say hello to Princess Jade. She's a big Justin Parsley fan, in case you noticed. In case you didn't know, now you know, but she really likes Justin Parsley. So she's always here every night. So we like seeing people every night. Our regulars are here tonight. They like you then. They like you, Magnum Carter. They haven't seen you in a while, and the regulars are here. And she's so excited to see Justin Parsley, and maybe we'll see him in your chair tomorrow night. Magnum Carter has a heavy-duty role to represent the Golden Guns. Do you feel now that your role is even more important to represent not just you, but Aaron until he returns with the Golden Guns?
Well, definitely with how he is and the legacy that he holds, even at such a young age. Being a tag team partner with him, with everything he's done up in his career and everything I've done up until mine, my career pales in comparison to his. I can't exactly say I've won as many championships. I can't say I've been on the road as much as him. I can't even, to be honest, with how I look at Blaze, I can't even tie his shoelaces. And he was Velcro, I think. Or, no, when it comes to wrestling, he doesn't even wear shoes, at least with YBW. But
duly noted.
Me having to do double duty to pull his weight until he gets better, that's a lot more pressure than me having to fight Monstruct. And Monstruct is someone I've beaten before. I've never had to carry the legacy of somebody else on my back. Monstruct I've beaten before.
Well, you know what? That's well said. And Aaron Blaze has certainly trailblazed the legacy to nearly 24 companies. And if you are here, we're at 19 subscribers, and I'd like to get Magnum one more subscriber. Let's get him to 20. We got you another subscriber since I kept posting it. Now, if you're here, as I see enough people here, one more sub. Can we give Magnum Carter one more subscriber? And speaking of people that I'd like to say hello to, Pro Wrestling Footstomp. That's a name I haven't seen in quite a long time. And if you'd like to follow Pro Wrestling Footstomp, you should certainly do that on Instagram, because there's over 10,000 followers for Pro Wrestling Footstomp. As a matter of fact, last I checked, there's over 16,000 followers of Pro Wrestling Footstomp. And you can do that right here by following Pro Wrestling Footstomp. And I'm one of the lucky people that is actually followed by Pro Wrestling Footstomp. And you know, Magnum Carter, I got to 2,000 followers on Instagram, which again is a drop in the bucket compared to Pro Wrestling Footstomp. But do me a favor. If you like pro wrestling, you like wrestling in general, which we do, we're all Wrestling Matters, go follow Pro Wrestling Footstomp. And yeah, over 16,000. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I'm at 2,000. And Aaron was like, wow, 2,000. Congratulations. Well, Pro Wrestling Footstomp's at 16,000. So
I had 69.
Well, no, you got 70 seconds. I think you got another follower. So don't say that name, but don't say the 69 name. But let me get to some more comments. I got a lot of people. I have a birthday wish I want to give out as well. Hit the sub button for Brandon if he's here. Sub to him. And I'll say this about Carter and Heatwave: when God closes a door and a window opens. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. One door closes and the door opens. Well said. My worry stones are done. Just need request. And you can go to her X account to go do that. And she'll be, I'm sure, putting them out on Saturday's IMF show. Want to wish a happy birthday to another Storm, Steven Storm. Steven Storm's birthday is today. I'd like to wish him a very happy birthday. Friend of the show. Obviously, somebody been on here many times, and hope he has a great day. Hope it's a blessed one. And hopefully it's not too hot where you are in California. And you've got certainly your own heat wave going on, and your group, the BCF4, and you're back and forth. But my friend, hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for all you do. And Steven Storm, have a wonderful day. And of course, he holds gold in BTW. But hit the sub button for Magnum Carter. I want to see 20 subs. I want to see one more. Thank you, Tom. Hopefully when HCW is back, I will try to make it this time to be on for the first time. Yeah, you know what? Definitely, let's talk off the air. I'm on Instagram at the Sports Report 2021. And yeah, definitely, who knows? If I'm not very talkative tomorrow, it's because I have to get a cavity filled. Well, if it makes you feel better, I have to get a tooth implant, which I know, Magnum Carter, the good news for you is you don't have to spend, because I just spent $4,050 on something I didn't even get. Yeah, but that's okay. I've got the money. I mean, I could maybe buy WWE. Well, not quite that much money, but I have to get a tooth implant. So I have to get the whole thing done, and they do a surgery, and yeah, I got to get a tooth implant. A cavity is, definitely you'll feel better, but who knows? Maybe Magnum, you'll take over for me if something happens to me on August 27th. You can lead Sportswire. You can take over. Because you got the side.
Nope, you went quiet again.
You got the four. Mike is playing game.
Somebody is playing tricks on me. But obviously, look, maybe you'll take over. Maybe this is a sign from God that shut up. But it could be. Hit the sub button for Magnum Carter. I think I've said it so many times. I'll keep saying it. And only one more subscriber. There you go. See? And keep that. And does YBW have any tag team championships? Well, you'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. But we'll have to wait and see. I answered that for you. I answered.
Well, I know we did in the past, and with everything going on, I know we had to drop them. But I think we have talked about bringing them back, but when we get more people involved.
But we'll find that out one day. But do me a favor. Hit the sub button for them. And, better than them trading back and forth to the same people, which is a common theme in wrestling. And, we'll get back to more comments. Anyway, 10 more subs now. So if you have a chance, hit the sub, and that's another sub to YBW. So we're getting closer. Hello to Pro Wrestling Footstomp. Sub to Pro Wrestling Footstomp. I don't blame the confidence. You know what? You definitely have that confidence, and you got to have that confidence in this sport. You know that as much as anybody. You've seen what it takes. Blaze is your best friend. You've seen what he's done. If you don't have confidence,
you ain't getting nowhere.
You ain't getting nowhere. And we're getting closer to 1,500 subs. What are we, 9 away now? 8 away? So hit the sub button for YBW. And I still got something for you on the other side of the comments here, which we're going to get to. So we'll do that. Yes, there you go. And thank you for subbing. And sub to Magnum Carter. We want to get to 20 subs tonight. Hello to Pro Wrestling Footstomp once again. Follow Pro Wrestling Footstomp. And thank you. You got it. Happy birthday. And hello there. Yes, hello. Happy birthday, Steven Storm. And thank you, Jade. And hello. Parsley's not on until tomorrow, but I don't know how you missed him. But hello to our friends here in BTW. Yeah, I definitely have some of your issues tonight, but we're hanging in. Hello to our friends in BTW. Hello to our friends everywhere out there around the world. And, it's time for me. Well, I have a mic still, and I've been waiting to give you something the entire evening. So let me put you up here on the bigger screen. Now I can see you before I get to the remaining parts of the show. And please, by the way, sub to YBW, sub to Magnum Carter. He's almost at 20 subs. Maybe he got to 20 subs by now. So if there's a bunch of you, I got a whole bunch of you right now watching, hit the sub button for him. But, obviously it's been a minute since you've been here. And I know we've spoke a lot the last few months to try to make this happen, but I got something for you to make up for the lost time. And I know people say in life you can't make up for lost time, but Magnum Carter, I can do the best I can to make it and some, because congratulations, my friend. You are the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and you are the lucky number 140. You are the magic number 140. And I know it's not quite 357. I don't want to have to wait that long. I know the irony would have been to make you the 357th member, but I don't know if I'm going to be alive here past August 27th. You'll take over for me, I'm sure. You'll take care of the rest of this crowd and the platform. But no, I'm only kidding. Congratulations. You are the 140th member. And definitely I look forward to seeing you on your birthday. But hopefully this will make up in a small way for lost time, my friend.
I'm trying not to cry right now.
But don't do me a favor. Don't cry on me on the platform. And definitely we'll send you the physical copy and we're off the air. And I appreciate you very much. And I appreciate YBW. And I appreciate all the companies that come on here. And congratulations, my friend. The best is yet to come. The best is most certainly yet to come. And I promise you that you'll have a big second half. And your wrestling career is only getting started. And your daughter is going to be very proud of you. We're all proud of you. I know everybody except Dom in the YBW locker room, maybe Monstruck as well, is proud of you. But I will give you this, and congratulations, my friend. But there you go. Yep. And hello to our friends here in the EW. By the way, speaking of companies, this is a company, if I could, it's actually not too far from you guys. They're in Ohio, and they're almost almost neighbors from you guys. They're going to be wrestling soon in Cleveland, Ohio. They're coming on here next Thursday. They've got a guy, Robert Scott, coming on here. Robert Scott is competing for their championship. They have a page, and they've got some new talents. This guy, Darkron, who apparently is in the same locker room before in the past as Aaron Blaze in ROEW. And who knows, maybe some guys here in YBW elsewhere would like to connect with the guys here in EWA. We had on Hubie Jenkins. Hubie Jenkins was here last Thursday. But if you are here, we like to support those who support us. And the EWA's got a really nice setup. They've got some nice mix of veterans and younger talents, and they're learning, and it's all about connecting. And they had a really, really interactive show last week. And Darkron and Matthew Forsaken are now a part of their roster. They have a big show coming up, and we're going to talk about that next Thursday. So if you're here, do me a favor, go hit the sub button for the EWA. And we want to thank Hubie Jenkins. We want to thank, even Carlos Jackson, and Robert Scott will be here next Thursday night around 9:30. So you can do that there. And yes, the future is now with the MC of 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. Jade, thank you for the video. She sent me a video how much she loves backyard wrestling. There you go. You're a big guy, and maybe you're getting scouted. I don't know how far Central Ohio is from you guys, but you're getting scouted now. You're getting scouted.
Yeah, that is actually one thing that ever since I signed with YBW, I've never really thought of myself much. When I first came in, I didn't have that confidence. I didn't have it. But then started working with the people I was with, started trying to branch out. I try to put who I am in the ring, not try and act out a character. Who I am in the ring is who I am outside of the ring. I try to be an outgoing person, try new things, do this and do that. I try to put my best in my own life as well as best in the ring and outside of it. One of the controversies that I know Aaron Blaze has had is with people talking about me, wanting me in this company. I've actually been offered other contracts in other companies, and I've turned them all down because mostly for one reason. Not just because Aaron Blaze is my best friend, but because I still have a story. I still have a lot to do in YBW before I can even put my name out there. I want to finish what I'm doing, where I'm at, and where I started before I can even think about branching out anywhere else. I want Magnum Carter to be a name that everyone remembers and defined for this one company before I can even step out in other ones. Like, yes, you might see me in other companies, but I will never have a contract there.
No, that's refreshingly honest. A lot of people I've seen on my platform over the years will go, yeah, I want to go there. I want to wrestle there and wrestle this person and that person. And then it fizzles out or they don't show up. And you were refreshingly honest. And I think a lot of people really respect that. And I think that shows the character of who you are as an individual, but also how loyal you are to a company like YBW. And I don't blame you whatsoever for that. And please hit the sub button for YBW. Please also hit the sub button for Magnum Carter because he's trying to get to 20 subs, and I want to support as many people as I can. I also have a video that Jade wants me to show because she supports backyard wrestling so much, and that's very kind of her. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that shortly. So please support all the companies that come on here and support all the wrestlers. That is what it is all about, to support everybody. We're all on the same team, and that's what we're really trying to preach. We're trying to be a part of that here. And like I said, Magnum Carter is almost at 20 subs. There's somebody out there that can give this man a subscriber. He's gotten 2 tonight. Can we get him to 3? And I don't think we need Dom to do that. So don't doubt Magnum Carter and hit the sub button for him because I see a bunch of people here. But Okay, I'll show her video. Then I want to talk to you about a few other things here in YBW before we sign off. So let me see if I can pull up her video. Yeah, I got her video. Let me show it to the crowd. And just so you know, she will be there at Saturday's IMF show. There you go.
Wrestling community so much. Like any type of wrestling, but especially backyard wrestling. Like I appreciate that so much. Like so much love and respect and everything for you guys.
Okay. She loves backyard wrestling. You know what? She's here every night in the show, and Zilla's here every night, and there's people here, and we appreciate her. We got the sentiment. And yeah, now speaking of that, now obviously to get to our final topic here tonight, which is YBW and turning it around to Dominic, a man that you have had many, many things to say here on this platform. We've talked about your own journey, your own ups and downs, but he gets said time and time again, don't doubt Dominic. Dominic continues to defy the odds. You've had your troubles with Reality Check. You've had your wins. You've had your losses with them. But Dominic remains on top. He's one of the longest tenured champions right now in the yard. Everybody talks about him. But at the end of the day, they can say all they want. But he's one of the guys that's one of the longest reigning champions in the backyard. How does that make you feel going into Heat Wave 3 that Dominic remains on top?
Well,
the glasses are coming off. The glasses are coming off.
I will start it with this. Dominic, you only got lucky before fighting other people. You have one win against me, and you didn't even pin me. The only reason why you have that win against me is because Aaron Blaze hit you in the head with a chair before you could hit me with it. You have a DQ win over me before me and Blaze even got together. And then when I fought you again for my Breakouts Championship when I was still holding it, you got tossed around like a chihuahua, and I was the pit bull. You got that dog in you. Woof woof, as I said, chihuahua. You're an ankle biter. You have to feed off the scraps that everybody else has to lay down for you. How can you sit there and call yourself a world champion in the best place to wrestle in Pennsylvania, and you can't even hold your own? You are not worth my time or my breath, but yet here I am still talking about you. Everybody does, because everybody doubts Dominic. And not just because you can't hold your own against the biggest guy in the YBW yard. It's because, like I said on that live stream when you were so rudely interrupting me, you are still a little bitch.
Magnum Carter, we've spoke a lot tonight, right? And we've
Yes.
talked about your struggles, right? Everything you go through to go out there and wrestle. We know the health issues. We know your daughter. We know your responsibilities outside the ring, working 72 hours a week, trying to balance in the right time to be able to go out there and everything that you've done. And yet Dominic seems to be the antithesis, the opposite of you, right? All these things that you go through on a day in and day basis just to be here, just to represent YBW. You spoke about even the passion of being loyal to YBW, being here in this company. You want to represent this company. You want to represent this sport. You talk about being a role model, and yet here we are. And the reality is that Dominic is the total opposite of this, and yet he remains on top. He remains on top, not just in YBW, but maybe even all of the backyard wrestling circuit, because he's been champion now for closing in on a year. Everything that you do, Dom does the opposite, but yet Dom still remains on top. That's the reality.
And like I said earlier, reality sucks.
Well, that may be so, but I would have to think that either you or your brother in the Golden Guns, your best friend Aaron Blaze, that if you can get a big victory here at Heat Wave 3 by dismantling Monstruck and then maybe continuing that momentum in whatever Aaron Blaze does when he returns, if by some chance Dom remains on top in Heat Wave 3, you guys want to make sure that that championship run ends in this calendar year of 2025. I would have to think that's a major priority.
Well, I'm going to take a little quote from Mr. Paul Heyman.
Ooh, the Pennsylvania man himself.
I am not an oracle, but if Dominic still is, I highly doubt it, if he is still YBW champion after Heat Wave 3, which again, I highly doubt, but either way, even if Madness wins, regardless of the outcome. But this is mostly for Dominic. I don't have anything against Madness, even though he was one of the first people that he was actually one of the first people that I fought on my debut match for my triple threat for the Hardcore Championship. I surprisingly don't have anything negative to say about him. I've never crossed anything. We never DM'd. We never talked after anything. Dominic is a thorn in my side. And if he is still champion after Heat Wave 3, which right here, I really hope this happens. But if it doesn't, Dominic, I will make sure for my partner and to bring down your ego, I will make sure you lose the title. You don't know how I'll do it, but I'll do it. And that's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
Whoa! Whoa! Dominic's days could be numbered. But you know what, though? I got to bring this up. And it's been almost a year now that he's on top. And everybody would come on my platform over the years, and they would say, this person was the greatest champion. That person was the most dominant champion. And this champion was this amount of days. And that champion was that amount of days. But yet, really, it's now Dominic. That's that guy now. He's the guy now. When you think about the backyard circuit, go up and down the list of the companies in the backyard circuit. And I'm not going to spend time and do it. There's a long list of them, right, in backyard wrestling. And the guy that's on top, who's got arguably one of, or if not the longest run of any champion in the yard right now, it's Dominic. I know you might want to smoke a cigarette and burn him with it, or just, light him on fire and light that stat on fire. But that's got to bother you, especially with what you go through and your love of this company, your love of this sport. And right now in all of the yard, it's Dominic that could very well have the longest run of any champion.
Well, it definitely does put a little pep in. That definitely puts a little pep in my step to want to try harder to beat his little. I can't say that. It's a family-friendly show. I can't say that.
I mean, let's not the curse. If you want to say piss ants, I think Hubie Jenkins was here. We said the piss ants. If you want to say the piss ants, I can allow that.
Well, that is kind of what he is. He is a little piss ant, and I mean, he is an ant that I will piss on. But when it comes to Dominic, if you've seen any of his matches, you know he fights dirty in every single one of them. I have not fought dirty.
No.
Even when it came to the times where I could, I never did. I fought honorably, with honor, up until the very end, even if I were to lose. There was a moment where, when Volador pinned me, I almost snapped on him, but then I realized it was his time. Volador has had a lot of stuff to go through to get to where he was. He beat everybody else to get his opportunity to fight me. And he did it honorably. I'll give him that. But just because I'm talking good about you right now, Florida, does not mean I still don't want to kick your teeth in. He got what he deserved, and he earned it. Dominic, at first, he did. But then somewhere along those lines, he decided to go down a path where he couldn't bring himself out of. And now every single match, it's a low blow here or a dirty move there. Hell, I even think he's starting to make the eye poke his finishing move.
Win's a win, though, in this sport. Win's a win, and he finds a way to defy the odds. I know it's a stat that bothers a lot of people in the backyard, but he is hung on, and he's the guy right now. Like I said, I've been doing this a while, and remember this guy and that company there and that company here. They were the one that was the ruler of the yard, and they were the champion, and I acknowledge me, and they were the greatest, and who's on the Mount Rushmore? But Dominic is right now in our circuit. Dom's that guy. He's the guy. Dom is.
He's a guy, but he's not the man.
In the record books, he is at the moment. In the record books, he is.
Well, then I guess he can hold that Divas champion for me a little. Actually, no, sorry. He can hold that Intercontinental Championship for me a little. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Sorry, that's the wrong man.
Oh, well, that is certainly a point. And I'm going to get to some comments before some final words.
However, Dominic still probably shares the same downstairs area as the man.
Well, that is obviously something I'll ask Seth Rollins about maybe next time he comes on the show. Some world champion, nowhere to be found. Congrats to you on being in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, at least I wore my shirt.
That is true, too. Duly noted. And I know you would be a great representative as a YBW champion. And he does need one. Yes, you both have defeated Dom, but when it comes to that YBW championship, you guys haven't done it yet. Nobody's been able to solve that. And yes, it's nearly a year.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Nearly a year. I hope Madness ends this once and for all. He might. He very well might. Dominic is not here, but you can say hello to him. Yes, the match card is official. Go to the YBW Instagram page. Go to the YBW YouTube page. Go to all of your YBW socials. I'm also going to put up here the YBW merchandise store if you want to buy some merchandise here in a minute. So I do want to put that up as well. So please support YBW in almost any way you can. And is he really the hero you truly desire, Blaze? Talking about you there. And speaking of people, the Underground OG Dark Crown is here. How you doing? And do I know you? Well, you have to find out. Yes, good luck to Dark Crown with his match with Matthew Forsaken. He finds different ways to be a bigger fill in the blanks. That's what he does. Yet he needs help from others. But he finds a way. I agree. But he finds ways to do it. He just finds ways, and that's what it's all about in this sport. He finds ways to win, and that's all I could really say further than that. And if you are here, also congratulations. You got to 20 subs. So I give you on a positive note.
Nice.
Get to 20. So I promised I'd get you there, and I got you there. And maybe give him one more for good measure. You get him to 21 because 21's they say the legal age for drinking. So if you want to, he's past that point. But if you do drink at 21 and drink responsibly and hit the sub button for Magnum Carter so you can responsibly get him to 21 subs. And he finds ways to lose views.
Yeah, that too.
Well, you know what? That could be so, but I'm going to leave that at that. But I am going to put some merchandise up here before I get to final words. And if you'd like to buy some merchandise, please do that here on the YBW TeePublic store. TeePublic's always got some deals, whether it's $16.99 or you buy 4 shirts, you get 1 or a discount, and you can buy all that merchandise. That helps YBW, helps so many companies. You got my shirt you can buy. You can buy certainly the Golden Guns. You don't buy Monstruck's shirt in front of Magnum Carter. You can buy, there is the Magnum Carter shirt. You can buy that. You can buy the Aaron Blaze shirt that I own, and you can buy so many other shirts. So go to the YBW merchandise store. Please do that. Please support those who support us. James Taylor is in the house, the legendary BYCW Undisputed Champion. And if you are here, hit the sub button for Magnum Carter. He just got to 20 subscribers. He's the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I like to give him some more subs. So do that there. You can watch some of his content. You can watch some of the Golden Guns. You can watch all of his recent action. So I see people coming in throughout the evening. Do me a favor, hit the sub there. Also hit the sub button for YBW. We're almost at 1,500 subs. YBW 2018. Please support YBW. We are almost there. I'm going to honor YBW on August 31st when Magnum Carter is here for his birthday. So everyone who's here tonight, you better wish me a happy birthday alongside Mr. Magnum Carter. That's his day. We're going to talk about Heat Wave 3, his match coming up with Monstruck. So birthday celebration August 31st with Magnum Carter. Until then, sub YBW's page on YouTube if you haven't yet. Magnum Carter's page. Go do that, and everybody can say hello. All right. Do you have final words for Monstruck here before we get to closing thoughts?
Monstruck, I said this earlier. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to sound like a broken record when I say this again. You might be a devil, but I have a load of demons holding me back, and you're only one demon. You will not be the deciding factor. And when it comes down to it, when my demons let me go, one demon won't hold me back.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, the road to redemption, the road to bigger and better things starts
at Heat Wave.
Starts at Heat Wave 3, August 31st. And not only is the YBW locker room going to break the internet, I think the biggest person, figuratively and literally, who's going to break the internet on August 31st is the one and only Mr. MC of the 1-2-3. That is the one and only Magnum Carter, and he is going to do that, and he is on to bigger and better things, and he has dropped plenty of bars here tonight on Sportswire Radio in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. That's why he is the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. You want to buy his merchandise, go to the TeePublic store. If you also, again, want to sub to his YouTube page, he is at 20 subs. Somebody go give him a sub. I see people here. If you'd like to support those who support us, Magnum has done that. This is his first appearance here in 2025. He's going to make up for it here and some. We'll get him here in literally 18 more days, August 31st. And Labor Day weekend isn't going to be without the one and only Magnum Carter. So please support him. Support YBW. We're almost there, 1,500 subs, and he's the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. All right, we've spoke plenty. You have a big work day ahead, I'm sure, and I want to pass the baton to you. I want to give you some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say, my friend? I'm going to pass the baton to you, and the floor is yours.
Well, if you've been sticking around the entire time, for everyone watching, if you have stuck around the entire time, you've heard that I've had ups and downs, not just in my career, but in life. And there is one thing that I can tell you as the role model of the backyard. If you believe you can do it until you can't. And if you think you can't, you're doubting yourself.
We're doubting ourselves here. But I'll tell you what I learned, ladies and gentlemen. There's a name for Magnum Carter that I'm going to christen him with because he just mentioned it. And I haven't heard anybody come up with that name. Magnum Carter, you are the role model of the backyard. I think that name should stick with you. It should be christened here tonight on the platform. The only one, by the way, that is All Wrestling Matters. The only one for the backyard wrestling circuit. The only one proudly supporting the backyard wrestling circuit, Sportswire Radio. You are a role model of the backyard, the role model of BYW, the MC of 1-2-3, Mr. Magnum Carter. There it is. That's why you should follow him on Instagram. That's why you should hit the sub button for him on YouTube. He is there, and he's got 20 subs, and you should give him 21 subs. Somebody go sub to his account. He's got plenty of things to say, plenty of things to do in the future. That's his YouTube channel. Please go out there and support him. He'll also be in action here coming up for YBW, a part of the YBW network here. YBW returns with Heatwave 3. It's possibly biggest show yet. That takes place August the 31st. Magnum Carter will be in action against Monstruck. Dominic, the YBW champion, will be in action defending his championship against Madness. You'll see a lot more stuff from YBW here on Sportswire Radio. And who knows? Maybe even Dominic returns before August 31st. Who knows? Who knows? You never know. The champion has requested his opportunity. If I'm alive after I get the tooth implant, maybe Dominic should return. I don't know. We'll find out. I will tell you that much, but we'll have to see. But in the meantime, please follow Magnum Carter. Please follow YBW 2018 on YouTube. They're almost at 1,500 subs. Please sub to Magnum's YouTube page. Let's get him one more subscriber. 21. 21 is the legal age for drinking. Magnum Carter's past that age, but get him past that number. And there you go. Great stuff there. My friend, thank you so much. Congratulations on becoming the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I'll see you soon, very soon. And I'll see you on August 31st. As a matter of fact, I'll be watching you in the ring, and I'll be talking with you right afterwards. So looking forward to it, and I have no doubt your story is far from written, and we'll see you here in a few weeks to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate everything you do for this community, including myself, and I really do hope to see you there that day.
I hope to be alive after I get my tooth implant. So if I'm alive, well, if I'm not alive, you can host the show on your own because I'll let you take over for me. But yeah, as long as I'm alive after I get my surgery, we'll see you then. But look forward to it. Now we'll be fine. That's August 31st. That's Magnum Carter, and he will be in action, as I said, one more time for Heatwave 3 coming up, YBW's latest premium live event. You can see that on their YouTube channel at YBW 2018. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, bro. All music and wrestling matters. I'll be back here, 2 for the price of 1 tomorrow. I'll be here, first of all, to kick things off for us, the legendary Symphony X bassist, the one and only Michael Lapon. Michael also played for this guy, Ross the Boss. Probably heard of this band called Manowar. He'll be here to talk about what he's up to. The band is on tour coming up here later this month and into the fall. I'll also be here right afterwards with the boys from the IMF getting ready for their latest show, which is All Out Warfare. And if you saw what Felix Jones and the rest of them had to say, there'll be plenty of All Out Warfare. That'll be all tomorrow night. But until then, please support YBW. Hit the sub button for me. Hit the sub button for Magnum Carter. Support all these great wrestlers companies that are here in this chat. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and wrestling matters. Champ, I'll see you here on August 31st. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.